In this video, we're going to continue using our graphing calculators to assist us with analyzing the graphs of polynomial functions by finding the zeros, relative minimum, and relative maximum values. So let's start with our function. Go to y equals, and we're going to type in for our function negative x cubed minus 4x squared plus 5. So make sure you have this polynomial inputted in your y1. We're going to hit graph. And so now we can see the graph of our polynomial function. If we take a look, we can even examine the graph. We have a relative minimum here, a low point, a turning point. We have a relative maximum here, another turning point, a high point. And we have 1, 2, 3 x-intercepts, which means we have 3 real zeros. And so let's start with our zeros. So again, any point value you want to find on the graph is located in your calculate menu. So go to second trace to pull up your calculate menu. Option 2 is 0 and left bound, right bound. So I always work left to right. So I'm going to go to the left of my 0. So I'm to the left of this 0. So I'm going to hit enter. Right bound means go to the right of the 0. You're going to hit enter. And then guess, just hit enter again. And so my first 0 is negative 3.62. I'm going to repeat the process to find this x-intercept here. So second calc, option 2, left bound, right bound. Mark a point to the left of this x-intercept, hit enter. Right bound, mark a point to the right of it, hit enter. Guess, just hit enter again. And so there we have the next 0, negative 1.38. Still one more we need to do. So again, second trace to pull up the calculate menu, go down to option 2, 0, hit enter. Left bound, mark a point to the left of this 0, enter. Right bound, mark a point to the right of that 0. And guess, just hit enter again. And that 0 is the coordinate 1, 0. And so now we have our zeros. We could plot them on a graph to assist us with sketching, and we're going to use our relative maximum and our relative minimum values as well. So let's start with our relative minimum. Second calc, we want to find a minimum value, option 3. Again, it's this left bound concept. So you go over, here's my minimum. I want to mark to the left of that minimum. So, I'm to the left of that minimum value, so I can mark a point. Now you hit, and you got to do the right bound. So go to the right, mark a point to the right of that minimum. Guess, just hit enter again. And so I have a relative minimum at negative 2.67, negative 4.48. I would plot that point, and then you could connect and see curves. You now want to find this relative maximum. So go to your calculate menu, second trace, and this time you're going to choose option 4 for maximum. Left bound, again, so go and use the left bound, mark to the left of this maximum point, hit enter. Right bound, go to the right of that maximum point, hit enter. And then guess, hit enter again. And so I have a relative maximum, and we learned in the previous video that this represents scientific notation for the number 0. I mean, this is 0.00001151. I mean, that's 0. Your calculator is just approximating it. So 0.5 is my relative maximum. So I hope you found this video helpful with examining how to use the features of the 0 feature and the relative minimum and maximum features of the calculator to assist with finding the points used to graph a polynomial function. All the features, the zeros feature, the maximum, the minimum, all are based off of the idea of left bound, right bound, guess. So that process is repeated throughout using your calculator to find those specific points.